Baba Vanga warns of dark future in 2025. Are you prepared? Throughout history, there have been those who claim to see beyond the veil of time, but few have been as eerily accurate as Baba Vanga. By the late 20th century, she had made thousands of prophecies, earning her the title the Nostradamus of the Balkans. Baba Vanga believed she could see a person's life unfold like a movie, from birth to death. But what if her visions of 2025 reveal a future unlike anything we have ever imagined? The blind mystic, known for foreseeing world-changing events, left behind a chilling warning about 2025 that has left many questioning what lies ahead. Could her predictions be a glimpse into an impending catastrophe? Or are they a call to prepare for a transformation beyond our understanding? Before we dive into the details, let's take a moment to grow this community of seekers and truth seekers. If you're fascinated by ancient prophecies, history's hidden patterns, and the secrets of the universe, like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the Journey of Wisdom. A single click can help spread this knowledge far and wide, sparking conversations that challenge the way we see the world. Number 1. AI domination. Baba Vanga's predictions have long intrigued people, and as we step into 2025, one of the most striking forecasts is the rise of artificial intelligence. We are already witnessing AI seamlessly weaving itself into every aspect of modern life, transforming healthcare, education, transportation, and entertainment at an astonishing pace. From intelligent virtual assistants that understand our speech, to autonomous vehicles reshaping mobility, AI is no longer a distant concept. It is a reality, unfolding before our eyes. The question is no longer whether AI will integrate into society, but rather how deeply it will influence our daily existence and what consequences it may bring. With access to vast data sets, enhanced computational power, and sophisticated algorithms, AI is becoming more autonomous and capable of performing tasks once thought to be exclusive to human intelligence. In medicine, AI-driven diagnostics and personalized treatments are already revolutionizing patient care, reducing human error and enhancing efficiency. But with such advancements come serious concerns. Questions about privacy, security, and the ethical dilemma of entrusting machines with life-altering decisions cannot be ignored. As AI systems grow more powerful, they will challenge us to redefine notions of responsibility and accountability in an increasingly digital world. The Buddha once said, "With our thoughts we make the world." This reminds us that technology itself is neither good nor evil. It is how we use it that shapes our reality. Therefore, while AI presents immense potential for progress, it is our duty to ensure its development is guided by wisdom, ethics, and compassion. The impact of AI extends beyond convenience. It will dramatically reshape the workforce, with automation gradually replacing traditional jobs. Some experts argue that AI will create new job opportunities, but many fear mass displacement as industries shift towards automation. This calls for a new mindset, one that embraces lifelong learning, adaptability, and resilience. Instead of resisting change, we must prepare by acquiring skills that complement AI rather than compete with it. This moment in history is not just about technological advancement. It is a test of our ability to navigate progress responsibly. The rise of AI is inevitable, but the way we harness its power will determine whether it serves as a force for good or a path toward unforeseen consequences. Just as a river carves its way through the landscape, AI will shape the world ahead, Our role is to steer its course with wisdom, ensuring that it enriches humanity rather than diminishes it. Number 2. Alien contact. Could humanity be on the verge of its most astonishing discovery yet? The legendary Bulgarian mystic Baba Vanga predicted that in 2025 we would encounter extraterrestrial life. While such claims have long been met with skepticism, recent developments are pushing the boundaries of what we once thought was possible. In recent years, government agencies and scientific institutions have revealed shocking information about unidentified aerial phenomena, or UFOs, with both NASA and the Mexican government making headlines by disclosing previously classified data. Could this be the first step toward validating Vanga's prophecy? Even more compelling is the growing body of evidence suggesting that we may soon find signs of life beyond Earth. Leading astrophysicists and astronauts believe that an upcoming scientific paper might reveal undeniable proof. Biological signatures in the atmospheres of distant exoplanets. These biosignatures could include specific gas combinations, such as methane and oxygen, or methane and carbon dioxide, which on Earth are associated with living organisms. One of the most promising candidates for such a discovery is K2-18b, an exoplanet over 8 times the mass of Earth, where the James Webb Space Telescope has detected an atmosphere rich in hydrogen, with potential traces of dimethyl sulfide, a molecule that on our planet is only produced by living organisms. While NASA has yet to confirm anything groundbreaking, the pieces are beginning to align in ways that make Vanga's prediction all the more intriguing. If definitive proof of extraterrestrial life emerges, how will it change the way we see ourselves, our place in the universe, and the very fabric of our beliefs? Will humanity embrace the unknown with curiosity and unity, or will fear and division cloud this historic moment? Perhaps the real question isn't whether we are alone in the universe, but whether we are ready to accept the truth when it finally arrives. If 2025 brings the revelations that many anticipate, one thing is certain: the world as we know it may never be the same again. Number 3. Change in Earth's orbit. Throughout history, the Earth has maintained a delicate balance in its orbit around the Sun, following an elliptical path that keeps our climate stable and life flourishing. At an average distance of 93 million miles, this precise positioning regulates our seasons, ocean currents and atmospheric conditions, ensuring that life continues as we know it. However, what if this fragile balance were disrupted? Baba Vanga's chilling prediction warns of a potential shift in Earth's orbit, an event that could unleash devastating consequences on a global scale. If the Earth were to drift closer to the Sun, even by a fraction, temperatures would surge uncontrollably, amplifying the already critical crisis of global warming. Ice caps would melt at unprecedented rates, sea levels would swell, and once thriving coastal cities could find themselves submerged. Weather patterns would spiral into chaos. Unrelenting heat waves, torrential rains, and devastating droughts would become the norm, making agriculture unpredictable and food security a dire concern. On the other hand, if our planet were to move farther from the Sun, the opposite nightmare unfolds: a deep freeze, plummeting temperatures that could usher in a new ice age, making survival an overwhelming challenge. The very foundation of modern civilization, from infrastructure to agriculture, would be shaken to its core. Such a change would not only redefine human survival, but would also test our resilience in unimaginable ways. While this prophecy may seem distant or speculative, it serves as a stark reminder of how interconnected we are with the forces of nature. Today, we already witness environmental instability, unseasonal storms, extreme droughts, and rising sea levels. Whether or not the shift in orbit occurs, the message is clear. We must take action now to protect our planet. Investing in sustainable energy, reducing carbon emissions, and preparing for unpredictable climate shifts are no longer options, but necessities. The future is not just something that happens to us. It is something we shape with our actions today. Will we heed the warning and fortify our world, or will we wait until it's too late? The choice is ours, and the time to act is now. Number 4. Solar Storm. Baba Vanga's chilling prediction of a devastating solar storm in 2025 raises serious concerns about our dependence on technology and the potential consequences of its sudden failure. Solar storms, caused by massive eruptions of energy from the sun, release powerful waves of electromagnetic radiation, which can interfere with satellites, GPS systems, power grids, and even internet connectivity. While minor solar activity happens regularly without much impact, Vanga's warning suggests that this event could be of unprecedented intensity, pushing modern infrastructure to its limits. If such a storm was strong enough, it could trigger global blackouts, rendering entire cities powerless, cutting off communication channels and leaving people without access to critical digital services. Imagine waking up one morning to find that your phone has no signal, ATMs have stopped working, and grocery stores can no longer process transactions. Society as we know it would be thrown into turmoil within hours. The economy, which heavily relies on online banking and automated systems, would take a massive hit. Without functioning power grids, food preservation, healthcare facilities, and transportation networks would all be severely impacted. Panic and chaos could spread as people struggle to secure basic necessities, highlighting just how vulnerable we have become to technological failures. The question then arises, are we prepared for such an event? While we often take electricity and connectivity for granted, disruptions on this scale serve as a wake-up call to re-evaluate our preparedness. Having backup supplies, learning basic survival skills, and reducing reliance on digital systems could be crucial in facing such an unpredictable future. Whether or not this storm will come to pass, one thing remains clear. Our modern way of life is fragile, and true resilience lies in our ability to adapt, prepare, and stay grounded in the face of uncertainty. If you've watched this far, you're already taking the first step toward understanding the dark future that Baba Vanga predicted for 2025. Comment below with "Prepared for 2025" to affirm your commitment to staying informed and ready for what's ahead. But don't go anywhere. There's still more crucial insight to uncover. Stay until the end to learn what you need to know to face the future with awareness and confidence. Number 5. Sleep Pandemic. Baba Vanga, the famed mystic whose predictions have both fascinated and unsettled people for decades, warned of a disturbing event she called the sleep pandemic. She foresaw a mysterious condition sweeping across the world, causing people to fall into an unexplained, prolonged slumber, one from which they might not wake for days, weeks, or even longer. Imagine a world where millions suddenly lose consciousness without warning, What would happen to families, to jobs, to entire economies? If our healthcare systems are already struggling with the burdens of modern diseases, how would they cope with an outbreak that renders people unable to function? While some believe this prediction could be linked to the rise of neurological disorders, unknown viral threats, or even the long-term effects of technology and exhaustion, others see it as a metaphor for a world already drifting into a form of unconsciousness, overworked, overstimulated, and disconnected from true rest. Whether literal or symbolic, this prophecy forces us to ask, are we as a society getting enough rest? Are we prioritizing our well-being, or are we sleepwalking through life, caught in endless distractions? Baba Vanga's warning isn't just about a potential catastrophe. It's a wake-up call to examine how we live today. If we fail to listen, will we be prepared if such a crisis does arise? What do you think? Could this be our future, or is it a warning we must take to heart before it's too late? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Number 6. The assassination of Vladimir Putin. If you thought Baba Vanga's past predictions were shocking, this one might leave you questioning the future itself. An alleged prophecy about the assassination of Vladimir Putin. Baba Vanga, often called the Nostradamus of the Balkans, was known for her startling foresight, with many believing she accurately predicted global tragedies like the 9/11 attacks and the Kursk submarine disaster. Now her name resurfaces with a chilling warning for 2025, a potential betrayal from within Putin's own circle. Could history be on the verge of a turning point? Given Russia's current political landscape, riddled with power struggles, international conflicts, and growing dissent, this prediction raises unsettling questions about the future of global stability. Many wonder, if a leader as powerful as Putin were to face an internal betrayal, what ripple effects would it have on Russia and the world at large? Would it ignite more chaos or pave the way for unexpected change? While skeptics dismiss such claims as mere speculation, history reminds us that internal betrayals have shaped the fate of empires time and time again. As the Buddha once said, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. If this prophecy carries any truth, we may soon witness a dramatic shift that could redefine not only Russian politics, but the world order itself. What do you think? Are we witnessing fate unfolding, or is this yet another legend surrounding Baba Vanga's mysterious legacy? Number 7. Conflict in Europe. Tensions in Europe continue to escalate, and with Baba Vanga's chilling prophecy of a major conflict in the region, concerns about the future have never been more pressing. Her predictions have often aligned with real-world events, leaving many wondering if we are truly on the brink of something catastrophic in 2025. Given the current geopolitical landscape, particularly the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war and the shifting alliances of global superpowers, the fear of widespread instability is not unfounded. Nations across Europe are increasing military budgets, reinforcing borders, and bracing for the possibility of a deeper conflict, one that could pull in new players and reshape the world order as we know it. If history has taught us anything, it's that unresolved tensions, economic struggles, and political rivalries have the potential to spiral into full-scale confrontations. Vanga's warning serves as more than just a prophecy. It is a stark reminder of the fragile state of global peace and the real dangers of escalation. In times like these, it is crucial to stay informed, think critically about the narratives we consume, and prepare for the unexpected. While the future remains uncertain, one thing is clear: Our actions today determine what happens tomorrow. Awareness, preparedness, and fostering unity over division might be our best hope in preventing a dark turn of events. Number 8. The U.S. earthquake. Baba Vanga, the legendary blind seer whose predictions have sent shivers down the spines of many, is said to have foreseen a devastating earthquake in the United States. While the exact time and place remain unknown, her followers point to the growing seismic activity across the country as a potential sign that her vision may soon become reality. If true, such a disaster could bring massive destruction, loss of life, and upheaval in ways we may not yet fully comprehend. Vanga, who accurately predicted events like the Chernobyl disaster, did not provide specifics, but the mere possibility of an event of this magnitude is enough to spark concern. After all, the US is home to numerous fault lines, including the infamous San Andreas Fault in California, which scientists have long warned could trigger a catastrophic quake. Could her warning be a glimpse into the future, or is it merely a coincidence? The damage caused by the explosion at the Chernobyl nuclear plant in Kiev sent shockwaves of fear across Moscow and the world. If an earthquake were to strike near critical infrastructure in the US, the consequences could be even more dire. Imagine the fallout if power plants, dams, or even major cities were hit. Would we be prepared for the aftermath? Beyond this earthquake, Vanga's prophecies for 2025 paint a picture of chaos, with natural disasters and global unrest looming on the horizon. Whether one believes in her visions or not, the reality is that disasters can and do happen, and being unprepared only increases the risks. What would you do if disaster struck tomorrow? Do you have a plan, or are you hoping that fate will spare you? While we may not control the forces of nature, we can control how we respond. Preparedness is not about fear, it's about awareness, action, and resilience. Perhaps the greatest lesson from Vanga's warnings is not just to be wary of what may come, but to live each day with mindfulness, gratitude, and readiness for whatever life may bring. Will you take the warning seriously, or will you wait until it's too late? If you're still here, you're already taking the first step toward preparing for what's coming. Comment "Stay Aware 2025 to show that you won't be caught off guard. Keep watching. There's still vital information ahead that you need to know. Number 9. Cure for Alzheimer's. Baba Vanga, the enigmatic seer, spoke of a future where medical science would reach remarkable milestones, including a breakthrough in the fight against Alzheimer's disease. If true, this could be a beacon of hope for millions suffering from this relentless condition, which continues to steal memories, identities, and lives. Today, over 55 million people live with dementia, and by the year 2050, that number is expected to soar to an overwhelming 139 million. The reality is sobering. Alzheimer's is not just an illness, it is a slow, unrelenting thief, robbing individuals of their past, their families of their loved ones, and society of wisdom that took a lifetime to build. The financial toll is just as devastating, with the cost of care reaching nearly $400,000 per patient, an immense burden for families who are already emotionally drained. And yet, for all our advancements, a true cure has remained just out of reach, making Baba Vanga's prophecy all the more compelling. Could we be on the verge of witnessing a medical miracle? Imagine the relief of families who no longer have to watch their loved ones fade away, the joy of an elder who can once again remember the faces of their children, and the profound shift in how we understand aging and cognitive health. In the words of the Buddha, health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth. What would it mean for humanity if we could give the gift of memory back to those who have lost it? Would it change the way we view aging, compassion, and the responsibilities we hold toward one another? As we stand at the precipice of a potential medical revolution, we must ask ourselves, are we prepared not only for the scientific breakthrough, but also for the moral and ethical questions that come with it? Science may offer the cure, but how will we as a society reshape our understanding of life, aging, and the bonds that make us human? Number 10. Severe climate change. Baba Vanga's warnings about severe climate upheavals in 2025 may sound ominous, but the reality is that we are already witnessing the devastating effects of climate change in our world today. While some may be skeptical of such prophecies, the science behind climate change is undeniable. Rising global temperatures, largely driven by human activities such as burning fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial pollution, are triggering increasingly extreme weather patterns. As the Earth warms, polar ice caps continue to melt, leading to rising sea levels that put millions of coastal inhabitants at risk. This, in turn, exacerbates the impact of tsunamis and storm surges, making natural disasters more destructive than ever. Warmer ocean temperatures are also fueling the formation of stronger and more frequent hurricanes, monsoons, and tornadoes, causing catastrophic flooding, landslides, and destruction of infrastructure. The unpredictability of these events is a stark reminder that no region is truly safe from nature's fury. Baba Vanga specifically warned of a mega tsunami that could strike Asia, and history has shown us just how devastating such events can be, especially when we recall the tragedy of December 26, 2004, when an earthquake-triggered tsunami took the lives of over 230,000 people across multiple countries. The reality is that disasters like this are not just past tragedies. They are warnings of what could happen again if we fail to act. In recent years, record-breaking storms and extreme weather events have ravaged communities worldwide, leaving destruction in their wake. The question we must ask ourselves is not whether these warnings will come true, but rather, what are we doing to mitigate the risks? It is no longer enough to acknowledge climate change. We must take responsibility for our role in it. Governments must implement stronger environmental policies, industries must invest in cleaner energy solutions, and individuals must adopt more sustainable lifestyles to reduce their carbon footprint. While we may not be able to prevent every natural disaster, we can certainly take steps to minimize the damage. Preparing for the future means making conscious choices today. Whether it's supporting eco-friendly initiatives, reducing waste, or advocating for policies that prioritize sustainability. Baba Vanga's predictions serve as a wake-up call, not just to fear an uncertain future, but to take meaningful action in the present. The future of our planet depends on what we do now. Will we continue to ignore the signs, or will we rise to the challenge and safeguard the world for future generations? Number 11. Cancer cure. A remarkable shift is on the horizon, one that could change the way we fight one of the world's most relentless diseases. Cancer has long been a formidable enemy, claiming millions of lives, but there is hope on the horizon. Baba Vanga, the legendary seer, predicted that by 2025, humanity would witness a groundbreaking advancement in cancer treatment, driven by the power of quantum computing. This is more than just speculation. The medical community is already on the brink of revolutionary progress. With recent breakthroughs in immunotherapy, which empowers the body's immune system to fight cancer more effectively, and targeted therapies that pinpoint and disrupt the very mechanisms cancer cells use to grow, we are seeing a paradigm shift. But the real game changer could be quantum computing, an innovation that has the potential to process vast amounts of medical data at an unimaginable speed, accelerating drug discovery, refining treatment strategies, and unlocking new possibilities for early detection and personalized medicine. Imagine a future where cancer is no longer a death sentence, but a treatable, even curable condition. Techniques like gene therapy and liquid biopsies, which analyze tumor DNA in the bloodstream for early detection, are already paving the way, giving patients better chances of survival. Yet, despite these advancements, one pressing question remains. Are we doing enough to ensure these innovations reach the people who need them most? Scientific progress means little if it isn't accessible to all. It's not just about discovering a cure. It's about making sure it reaches every patient, regardless of wealth or location. As we stand at the edge of this medical revolution, we must remain vigilant, supportive, and invested in the future of healthcare. What will this mean for those battling cancer today? And how can we as individuals contribute to a world where such breakthroughs don't just exist in laboratories, but in hospitals and homes, where they can truly save lives? The lesson here is clear. Progress is only as powerful as the action we take to make it a reality. Stay informed, stay hopeful, and never stop supporting the fight for a future where cancer no longer holds power over humanity. Number 12. Unethical surveillance. In a world where technology has become an inseparable part of our lives, a new and unsettling reality is taking shape, one where surveillance is no longer just about security, but about control. Baba Vanga's predictions hint at a future where the concept of privacy becomes obsolete, and every move we make, every conversation we have, and even our deepest thoughts are monitored without our consent. Does this sound like a distant dystopia, or are we already living in its early stages? The rise of artificial intelligence, facial recognition, and mass data collection has made it easier than ever for corporations and governments to track our behaviors, shaping our decisions in ways we barely recognize. While these advancements promise convenience and security, they also create an environment where personal freedom is at risk of being compromised. As the Buddhist saying goes, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. But what happens when our thoughts are not entirely our own, when they are shaped, influenced, and even controlled by unseen forces? The ethical dilemma of surveillance lies in its dual nature. On one hand, it can protect society from threats, yet on the other, it can be weaponized to manipulate and oppress. Invasive monitoring is no longer science fiction. It is unfolding before us in real time, disguised as progress. But where do we draw the line between safety and control? When does security turn into a tool for domination? With every click, every purchase, and every word spoken near a smart device, data is being harvested, often without us even realizing it. If knowledge is power, then those who control this data wield an unprecedented influence over humanity. The teachings of wisdom remind us that true freedom lies in awareness, in knowing ourselves beyond the illusions imposed upon us. The question is, are we paying attention? If we do not remain vigilant, are we willingly surrendering our right to privacy, our autonomy, and ultimately our ability to think freely? What steps can we take to reclaim our independence in a world that seems determined to watch our every move? Baba Vanga's predictions are not to be ignored, and by watching this far, you're proving that you take them seriously. Type "Awakened for 2025" in the comments to affirm your awareness. Don't stop now. There's more to uncover that could change how you face the future. Number 13. Cyber attacks. Cyber threats are no longer a distant concern. They are unfolding in real time, and the predictions for 2025 paint a troubling picture of what's to come. Baba Vanga's warnings about an era of intensified cyber warfare are becoming increasingly relevant, as hackers evolve their techniques and set their sights on essential infrastructure like power grids, water treatment facilities, and financial networks. These attacks are no longer just about stolen data or financial fraud. They are about control. Control over resources, systems, and ultimately people's lives. With each passing year, cybercriminals are becoming more sophisticated, utilizing artificial intelligence to carry out social engineering scams that are eerily convincing. Imagine receiving an email or a phone call so authentic that it deceives even the most cautious individual, leading them to unknowingly expose crucial information. The rise of AI-driven cyber deception means that traditional security measures are becoming increasingly ineffective, leaving both individuals and organizations dangerously exposed. Ransomware, too, has reached alarming new heights, targeting hospitals, major corporations, and even government agencies, demanding massive payouts to restore access to critical systems. And the scariest part? Many of these attacks go unnoticed for weeks or even months. Cybercriminals exploit zero-day vulnerabilities, hidden flaws in software that even the developers don't know exist, allowing them to silently infiltrate and control networks without detection. This isn't just a technological issue, it's a matter of national security, as a single well-executed attack could bring an entire city's infrastructure to a halt, plunging millions into chaos. The growing dependence on the Internet of Things, IoT, only amplifies the danger, as everything from smart home devices to self-driving cars becomes a potential entry point for hackers. The reality is harsh. The more connected we become, the more exposed we are. In an age where everything is digital, preparedness is not optional, it's a necessity. Strengthening cybersecurity, staying vigilant against suspicious activities, and minimizing digital footprints are no longer precautions, they are survival tactics. The future may be uncertain, but one thing is clear. In 2025, those who fail to adapt to this evolving cyber landscape will find themselves at the mercy of invisible threats lurking in the shadows. Number 14. Climate change. Climate change is no longer a distant threat. It is here, and its impact is growing stronger every day. Baba Vanga, known for her eerie predictions, warned that by 2025 the world would face extreme weather events unlike anything seen before. Her prophecy speaks of nature's wrath, uncontrollable storms, rising global temperatures, and devastating floods that could leave millions displaced. The very balance of the planet's ecosystems is at risk, forcing governments and societies to take drastic measures. But will it be enough? Or will we already be past the point of no return? Scientists have long warned that human activity is accelerating climate change, and if we don't act now, the future could be far more disastrous than we can imagine. Look around. Heat waves are intensifying. Wildfires are becoming more destructive, and polar ice caps are melting at alarming rates. These are not just statistics, they are signs, warnings that echo Baba Vanga's foresight. If the world continues down this path, will there be a turning point, or are we heading toward an environmental collapse? While some leaders acknowledge the urgency, global efforts to combat climate change still fall short of what is needed. But the real question is, what can we as individuals do? Can we afford to wait for governments to take action? Or should we start making changes in our daily lives to reduce our carbon footprint? Vanga's vision serves as a wake-up call, not just for leaders, but for all of us. The future is shaped by the choices we make today. If we want a world that thrives, where nature is in harmony rather than chaos, then awareness must turn into action. Small steps, reducing waste, conserving energy, and supporting sustainable initiatives can create a ripple effect. Perhaps the real warning here is not just about an impending disaster, but about our own responsibility. Are we ready to change before it's too late? Number 15. End of natural births. Baba Vanga, the mysterious blind mystic whose prophecies have captivated the world, foresaw a future where natural births would become a thing of the past, with humanity turning entirely to laboratory-created babies. Could this be our fate? Science has already made remarkable strides in genetic engineering and artificial womb technology, sparking ethical debates and deep existential questions. If the ability to design and engineer life in a lab becomes widespread, what would it mean for the essence of human existence? Would love, connection, and the sacredness of birth be replaced by sterile efficiency and genetic selection? Some believe this could lead to a world where only genetically perfect individuals are born, raising concerns about social inequality and the loss of natural diversity. Others argue that this could eliminate genetic diseases and ensure healthier generations. But at what cost? If we lose our contentment in the name of scientific advancement, are we truly progressing, or are we sacrificing something irreplaceable? Beyond the technical possibilities, there's also the question of collective acceptance. Can all of humanity agree on such a fundamental change? History tells us that even the most groundbreaking discoveries take time to be accepted, often met with resistance and fear. Even if society moves in this direction, will all people embrace it? Or will there be those who resist, seeking to preserve the natural cycle of life? And if we do move towards a future where nature is bypassed, who decides what life should look like? These are not just scientific questions, but deeply philosophical ones, touching on the very core of what it means to be human. What do you think? Is a future without natural births something to be feared? Or is it an inevitable step in human evolution? Number 16. Economic crisis. Baba Vanga's prediction of an economic crisis in 2025 is both chilling and thought-provoking, a warning that compels us to reflect on the fragility of the financial world we rely upon. She foresaw a devastating collapse, one that would ripple across global markets, shake financial institutions to their core, and push countless individuals into hardship. This vision aligns eerily with the signs we see today: soaring inflation, mounting national debts, political instability, and the increasing strain on global supply chains. Is this merely a coincidence, or are we indeed on the brink of a financial reckoning? The unsettling reality is that economies worldwide are already showing cracks, and history has taught us that collapses often arrive not as sudden catastrophes, but as the inevitable breaking points of prolonged instability. The Great Depression of 1929 and the financial crisis of 2008 serve as stark reminders of how economic bubbles burst, sending shockwaves through societies and leaving devastation in their wake. As the renowned economist John Kenneth Galbraith once said, "The financial memory is short, and we are doomed to repeat the same mistakes." But while predictions like Vanga's may stoke fear, they also serve as an urgent call to action. Preparing for economic downturns is not about panicking, but about resilience. Diversifying income sources, reducing reliance on debt, and making wise financial decisions in times of uncertainty. In a world where financial stability can vanish overnight, self-sufficiency becomes a form of power. Governments may scramble to stabilize economies, but history shows that true security begins at an individual level, with mindful financial habits, adaptability, and a clear understanding of how economic systems operate. Whether Vanga's prophecy unfolds precisely as she envisioned or not, the warning remains invaluable. We must be prepared, not just for 2025, but for the unpredictable nature of the future. The world is shifting, and knowledge is power. If you're still watching, you're already seeking the truth. Drop 2025 awareness in the comments to confirm your commitment to staying informed. Stay tuned. What's coming next might just open your eyes even more. Number 17. Messages from Space. Baba Vanga's prophecy about messages from space presents a thought-provoking vision of our future, one where humanity may finally receive signals from extraterrestrial life as early as the year 2021-25. If this comes true, it could challenge everything we believe about life beyond Earth, opening doors to possibilities we can barely begin to fathom. What makes this prediction even more striking is that she claimed these messages would arrive during major global events, moments like the Super Bowl or Wimbledon, when the world is watching. Could this be a sign of an intelligent civilization attempting to communicate with us when they know they will have our full attention? Or is it merely a coincidence woven into the grand mystery of existence? The thought of such a moment is both thrilling and unsettling. While some may see this as a moment of cosmic unity, a chance to bridge the vast expanse of the universe and finally find common ground with other intelligent beings, others fear the unknown intentions behind such a contact. What if these messages are not a call for peace, but something far more complex, perhaps even a warning? Baba Vanga's visions have always painted a dual image of our future, filled with both extraordinary progress and looming challenges. This prophecy makes us question our role in the grand design of the cosmos. Are we truly ready to understand what lies beyond our planet? If we do make contact, how will it change the way we see ourselves, our religions, and our place in the vast web of existence? Number 18. Terrorist attacks in Europe. Baba Vanga's predictions have long fascinated and unsettled people, and her warning about terrorist attacks in Europe in 2025 is no exception. She foresaw coordinated assaults on major cities, bringing widespread fear and instability. If history has taught us anything, it's that such events don't just shake the present moment, they leave lasting scars on the political and social fabric of nations. Stricter security measures, deeper international tensions, and shifts in policy often follow such crises, reshaping how people live, travel, and interact. Given the current state of global unrest, from rising geopolitical tensions to ideological extremism, her prediction is difficult to dismiss. Europe has faced acts of terror before, yet Baba Vanga's vision suggests something far more disruptive, potentially altering the course of history itself. Her accuracy in foreseeing past global events, from the rise of ISIS to the September 11th attacks, makes these warnings impossible to ignore. What makes this prophecy even more unsettling is the ambiguity. There are no details on which cities may be targeted or who might be behind such violence. This uncertainty feeds a growing sense of unease, leaving many to wonder if humanity is prepared for what's coming. But rather than succumbing to fear, it's crucial to focus on resilience, awareness, and unity. Terror thrives on division and panic, but history has also shown that communities can rise stronger in the face of adversity. Governments will likely increase surveillance, tighten border security, and implement stricter counter-terrorism laws, but everyday people must also play a role. Staying informed, vigilant, and fostering understanding between cultures can reduce the conditions that breed extremism in the first place. Instead of dwelling on fear, take this as a wake-up call to build a society that is not only protected, but also more compassionate and united in the face of dark times. The question isn't just whether we're prepared for 2025, it's whether we're prepared to shape a future that resists fear and stands firm against division. Number 19. Mysterious tsunami in Asia. Baba Vanga's prophecies have long fascinated and unsettled those who follow them, and among her predictions for 2025, one stands out with an eerie sense of mystery: a massive tsunami in Asia. But this isn't just any tsunami. Unlike the ones we've seen before, which are typically triggered by earthquakes or volcanic eruptions, this one is said to come from an unknown force, something beyond our current understanding. If true, this could leave scientists struggling to explain how such a catastrophe could unfold, and nations scrambling to respond to an event no one saw coming. The potential devastation is staggering. Entire coastal cities could be wiped off the map. Millions of people could be displaced, and the ripple effects could lead to a humanitarian crisis unlike anything we've witnessed. Economies could collapse, infrastructures could be left in ruins, and the geography of the region itself might be reshaped forever. The question is not just whether this will happen, but whether we are prepared for it. What would it mean if a tsunami of this magnitude, born from an unidentified source, were to strike? How would governments, scientists, and communities react? And more importantly, what does this prediction tell us about our vulnerability in the face of nature's unpredictability? Whether or not you believe in Baba Vanga's visions, one undeniable truth remains: our world is fragile, and disasters, both known and unknown, can strike at any time. The lesson here is clear: preparedness is not an option, it is a necessity. We must strengthen our response systems, invest in early way technologies, and cultivate a mindset of resilience. Rather than waiting in fear, we should take this as a wake-up call to be more mindful of the forces that shape our planet and the steps we can take to protect ourselves and those around us. So, if a disaster were to come tomorrow, would you be ready? Number 20. Rise of a Dragon Power. Baba Vanga's predictions have long captivated those who believe in her visions, and one of her most striking warnings for 2025 speaks of a dragon rising to dominate the world. But what exactly does this mean? Could it be a symbolic reference to a powerful nation? Or does it point to something deeper, something that will reshape the global order? Many associate the dragon with China, a nation that has long embraced this mythical creature as a symbol of strength, wisdom and power. Given China's growing influence in global affairs, some argue that Baba Vanga's vision is already unfolding before our eyes. From economic expansion to advancements in technology and military strength, China's presence on the world stage is undeniable. But is this the full picture, or could this prophecy signify something beyond a single country? Some believe the dragon represents a new world power, one that might not be a nation but an ideology, an alliance, or even an unforeseen force that disrupts the balance of power. Could it be a technological revolution, an artificial intelligence superpower, or even a shift in how global leadership is structured? The idea of a dragon taking control also resonates with biblical imagery, particularly from the Book of Revelation, where the dragon is depicted as a formidable entity with the power to influence the world. If this prophecy aligns with those ancient texts, does it suggest a period of upheaval, or is it merely history repeating itself in a modern context? And then, of course, there are skeptics who question whether this is simply an abstract vision open to interpretation. They argue that prophecies like these often serve as a mirror, reflecting our fears and expectations, rather than predicting absolute events. But regardless of whether you see Baba Vanga's words as a warning or a mere coincidence, the question remains, are we truly prepared for the world that is emerging? What role will we play in shaping the future, and how can we navigate the potential changes ahead? As we've explored, Baba Vanga's predictions for 2025 are both chilling and deeply thought-provoking. Whether they serve as warnings, metaphors, or glimpses into the future, one thing is clear: they challenge us to reflect, prepare, and awaken to the world around us. If you've made it this far, you're already taking the first step toward greater awareness. Now, let's continue this journey together. Like this video if it opened your eyes, subscribe to the Journey of Wisdom, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our upcoming insights. And share this with those who are ready to explore the deeper truths behind the world we live in. Until next time, stay mindful, stay curious, and remember, the future begins with the choices we make today.